Hi everyone, welcome to January's series. Now what we've done this month is we're actually looking at ways that we can give ourselves the best step up for 2017. So there's no excuses, it's a clear palette really. And so what we've called it is productivity, profit and nourishing, and how you can have the best year yet for 2017. And I'd love to introduce you to Aerlie Wildy, who is an online organisation coach. And I'm going to get her to explain exactly what she does, but I have been following Aerlie for quite some time, and I actually found her through someone else's podcast and connected on Facebook, and really excited by what I've been able to learn with Aerlie, and thankfully been able to connect and make a friendship so we can bring you some tools and tips so you can make yourself more productive and feel more organised. So Aerlie, over to you.
Thank you, Kate. It's so lovely to be here. Yeah, I value your friendship too. It's so nice to connect when, you know, we're all doing this so isolated. It's really important to connect. So yeah, it's I need to do.
Great. So tell me, Aerlie, you've niched right down into helping mums in business, or women in business to be organised online. So tell me, how did you get there? Like, what made you go in that direction?
It was, I find it really hard to, I want to help everyone, you know, and when I first started my business, I did actually focus on mums because I felt they were in need. I am a life coach as well, but I just wanted to help them because I saw that they were feeling overwhelmed. And as you can imagine, and as a lot of entrepreneurs probably know, that's not a great marketing strategy. You just can't help all of the people because you're talking to too many people, not just one person. So, you know, through a multitude of failures and busting my gut for not much, and getting to the point of probably having lots of days of unproductivity and frustration and what am I doing this for? And you know, you can't, one of those things where you've got to hit rock bottom and this is shit, you know, kind of stuff. And then thinking, no, I'm a smart person. I'm really good at what I do. I love these particular things. I have something to offer. So, you know, I had to go down before I could come up. So once I kind of got to the fact that I could read about getting organised and productivity tips, and like when I sort of, if there was Pinterest or Google, they're the things that I click on, you know, every day. And to me that was a sign. And planning and templates and strategies and all that kind of stuff kind of were the things I think in and live in. So again, that was a sign for me. So it was basically cutting through all the stuff that I'd learned to work out what is exactly relevant to me and working out how then I can offer that to people as a way of providing service for them, and it makes me feel good too. So yeah, it was, you know, they call it the journey.
Yeah, it's right. And I love it, something that you notice that you enjoy doing things and you're able to incorporate that. Because a lot of the time we kind of look at, oh no, but I need to do this because that's what they want. Where in actual fact, we actually don't know what they want because we haven't done the work to figure it out, or we're just kind of picking at things. So that's an awesome experience. And
yes,
that hitting rock bottom is a really scary thing, but it's also we look at our kids and we think, gosh, they're resilient. Yes. But we forget to give ourselves that love back because we're resilient. You know, we get up every day. We look after the kids, try and run a business.
I know, and totally underestimate how resilient we are, especially as entrepreneurs. Like your day can be 2 highs and 17 lows, and you get back up and you do it all again, you know. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I can just imagine one of those penguin dolls.
Exactly.
Oh, that's it. So I know that I came in contact with you through Evernote being one of the tools that you use. And are there any, like Evernote being one, but are there, like, do you have a palette of tools that you every day use in your business that helps you be organised?
Yes. So, you know, in theory, I want to use tools that make life easier. and help me be as fast as my brain works, because I'm kind of, you know, I want stuff that's going to do that without, you know, I've tried planners and diaries and list making tools and all that kind of stuff, but I find that it takes more time to put stuff in sometimes than to actually do what you need to be doing. So, you know, I have a very tough list, you know.
Mine's like long.
So Evernote is definitely one, because that keeps, it's like my second brain. I can keep information in there. Asana is one that I like just because it allows me to systemize things. So if there's a process that I follow, I can record that and not keep that process in my head. And I use that for client management. Canva makes life easier. I use the work, you know, the Canva for work. So I pay, I don't know, $115 for the year, but it means that all of my colors and fonts and templates are just, you know, it's so quick and easy to use. What else? Probably the Google, you know, Drive. I prefer that to Dropbox. I think Dropbox is a bit clunky, and Google seems to be smoother and more flexible. So, you know, as a baseline, they're the kind of tools that you could manage with to be able to do your business, communicate with people, you know, email obviously, and yeah, that kind of does it.
Okay, well, they sound really good, and they're easily accessible as well. And each of those ones, they all have a free component if someone's wanting to test it out. So that's a good thing before you kind of upgrade into a paid service. No, I like that, and that's the other thing, when we do come into business, if we haven't thought about our budget, it's kind of it's an absolute, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Giving yourself a bit of space to go, okay, how do I work best? What is organisation to me? So
what are the essential tools that I could just do my daily business without overcomplicating things? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that sounds good. That's I'll be going back to Asana, I think, and having a look. But I know I'm like you. It's just like I don't want to have to transfer something from paper to a computer, or if you see something on a website, it's like I don't want to lose that page. And if you've already got all your favourites, you lose it in your favourites.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Evernote's great to just switch it in and grab the little elephant and tag it.
Exactly. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I do. I'm ready to go further. Oh, that's it. Yeah, and being able to do things on the go, that's really important when we're busy, and we're not always sitting here at our desk.
No.
And that's I think the smartphone would be the other one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, being able to do those little jobs in the 2 minutes while the kids are at the playground and you're sitting in the shade, and or you're waiting for them to, you know, come out from school, whatever. Those 2-minute jobs are when you can really catch up on and stuff. But you know, planning for that, having a very strategic to-do list for the day is also, you know, an essential tool as well.
And that's something that actually scares me. And I think a lot of people is that to-do list. It's actually working out a rhythm or a strategy with the days or the times that you've got to work. So just say, look, I know I work Monday to Wednesday, and it's working out, well, what do I have to achieve? You might have a blog, you might have social media, you might have the kids having sport or getting to and from school, and kind of incorporating how often do I have to do this per week, and kind of putting a priority on it.
Yep.
And how have you found working your business with a young family?
Oh, it's hard. You know, we all know that. It's hard. I've got 3 weeks left of having my kids at school. So in 3 weeks, they'll be, you know, first time 5 days a week at school.
Wow.
Hanging out for that. But it's hard because you get...
Talking of one little one. Hi.
Sorry.
Perfect.
Can Emily help you? Oh, well, you need to wait, don't you? Okay. The thing I find really hard about it is that just being able to maintain a train of thought for longer than 10 minutes, you know, the interruptions, even the possibility of getting interruptions, it means that sometimes I don't commit to focused work because I might get interrupted, and that, you know, is not a good strategy in itself. So just being aware of that and thinking, right, if I need to think, I've got to do it. You know, when is the best time to do it? So it's being really strategic.
Yeah.
The other thing that, and having, like, you're lucky because you work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I found that I would have, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
And it takes, you know, a couple of hours in that first part of the morning to get into the train of thought again. It's like, well, there's my time gone because you just, where was I?
Totally.
It's hard. So the thing that I got really honed at doing this is doing a lot of Sunday night preparation every Sunday night, making the decisions for my week about what to write and what my priorities were for the week and what the appointments are that I had so that those decisions were made, so that when I sat down for maybe a half-hour block of time, I could get straight into it. I didn't have to think, right, now what am I going to write, kind of thing. I'd made those decisions, I'd done some dot points, and that,
just helps re-jog the memory. And,
so it meant that I could use that time much better, and, because I'd made the decisions. And then daily prioritising, I made myself a little planner. I've kind of got a version of it. I'll give you a blank one. But it has the day with the hours, my priorities and other things to do. So you've got your priorities, but you also need to have your appointments or whatever, you know, timed things. Pick up the kids, go to the gym, you know, take them to swimming. That stuff has to be in there because you have to slot in everything around that. And then, so if I had to write a blog, I needed to allocated how long that was going to take. So that might be an hour or 20 minutes, and then prioritise it and then slot it into that schedule. But also have time for things that go wrong, you know, the buffer time.
Yeah, no, that's it. And once you start getting into that habit, it does become easier to slot, doesn't it? Because you know how you process, or with how you write a blog, how long it's going to take, finding an image to go with the blog, things like that. Canva is a wonderful tool to save time on that.
Yes.
And also being January with, in Australia, New Zealand anyway, we've got school going back in 3 weeks, starting that now. So you're not kind of getting to the last week of January and going, oh my gosh, I forgot to slot in the school pickup times.
Yeah.
So I've gone through myself and gone, this is the first time I've got school pickup times the whole week. So it's like, well, that's 3 hours less a day. But they're there now. There can be no mistake. Someone can't book a time in your calendar if you're using an online calendar.
Yes.
And you know what your times are that you can play and slot and have fun. That brings another thing in then, and knowing that, you know, a lot of us do have the less hours in the day when school goes back, is how we're going to look after ourselves as well, because we're going to be getting up, getting kids ready for school. We're going to be doing our work, picking them up, you know, bath, dinner, bed.
Yep.
How can we look after ourselves?
Okay, so I can talk about my experiences here. I've tried lots and lots of different things because, you know, some things work different days.
Some days you just think, I can't even go there.
And I kind of have in my head like a 2-minute strategy, a 5-minute strategy, a 10-minute strategy, you know, an hour, half hour a day, but, you know, whoever gets that. So that if I do get overwhelmed, I've got, you know, 1 or 2 things I can just do to help that. And that, for me, that's listening to music or just playing a song, because music is really important to me, and it can instantly shift your mood and your sense of doom and gloom, really. going out and getting fresh air, just having a cup of tea and sitting outside and going, I got to walk away from this kind of thing. You know, you do that with kids as well. You just leave the room. So, yeah, and just knowing what they are so that I've got them on hand. I love to walk because it's kind of my thinking time, and I use it really as a productivity strategy too, because I know that it keeps me focused when I've done that exercise and anchored in with my body and all that kind of stuff. I do think better and I focus better. I'm less distracted, and I can get things done much quicker when I've been walking and stuff. So that's a really important one for me. And it's, those, when you are really busy, the things that you love are often the things that are the first to go from your list.
Absolutely.
And I think it should be the opposite. I think they should be the things that are, how people talk about the non-negotiables. Like if there is something that you love, like when you go to the beach, it's like, oh, I should do more of this. Whenever you think that, it's like, that's got to be like a once a month or a once a fortnight or whatever is achievable, because they're the things that actually give you that ray of light that says, oh, yes, I can keep going kind of thing.
Absolutely. It's a sanity check. And that's another thing that I've found is when we do, and this is going to be a challenge for some, if you haven't got full control over it, but when you do come up with that thought and you think, yeah, that does keep me balanced, it keeps me sane, know that there's going to be something that comes into your world at that time that is going to challenge you on having that as a part of your life. Yes. And how are you going to deal with that? Because it's like the aeroplane example, isn't it? Put the oxygen mask on first. And the other one I've heard thousands of times, but it was only the other day that I heard it again, was those decisions that you're making, that the beach or go for a walk or just have 5-minute coffee outside by yourself. They're the rocks in the glass that the professor talks about. The rocks go first, the pebbles, the sand, then the water. And our rocks are so important because we are the foundation of our family.
Exactly. And if you sit at your computer and work all day and all night and then go do the things with your family and push without having those little breaks, you will feel much more exhausted and burn out much quicker than if you and do less work, actually get less done than if you concentrate. Your brain needs to turn off so that it can turn on again. You need to give it that downturn time so that it can refresh and recharge. So it's important to stop and refresh.
Sounds good. Absolutely. So that's a goal for all of us, is look after ourselves, give ourselves that time so we can be the best mum, the best business owner, the best mentor we can be. So that's also another way that we can give ourselves more time, is to look at what we're great at and look at what we may not enjoy as much and see if someone else can help us. And I know Airlie's been doing a lot in this area on how to be more productive by outsourcing. So let me know more about your checklist that we would love to see, to be able to know what we can outsource or how we can outsource.
Yes, it blows my mind that there are so many things that can be outsourced. Like I made a big list and it's huge. Like there are 6 pages of things that you could outsource. And I know that budget is an issue, and it certainly was for me for a very long time. And, it still is. I still outsource on a very tight budget. But I think knowing the process about outsourcing in a way that means that you get what you want out of it, like you're actually going to save time and save money, rather than have outsource on the rush, there are so many bad stories about it. So, and there are also a lot of people who don't do it because they don't understand how to do it, or what a VA could do, or how to communicate, or whether they need those tech programs. So I just wanted to make it easier for people so that it wasn't, all these things weren't barriers for outsourcing, because it can just free up the the things that you don't want to do. And, you know, when you need to leverage your time, that's really important. So the checklist is really about 5 key steps. I think it's working out what to outsource, because that's, you know, do I outsource this kind of thing or this kind of thing? You know, which one do I do? How to get set up to outsource, so, you know, where you put your files so you can share them, what kind of access they need, how to train the person and how to teach them what it is you do, and then how to source a VA, how to hire a VA, so interviewing them, looking at the skill set that they need, because a lot of people, I think, also hire VAs by word of mouth, but the type of skills that one person needed for that VA might be really different to what you need, so you just need to be aware of those things. And then how to have a successful, you know, communication loop, so that they can get to know your business well and support you further as they get better. So it's, you know,
and you know what they're doing.
Making time to give them that feedback and, you know, all those kinds of things are important. So,
that's
just
awesome.
Breaking down that whole process.
Well, it is. It's just one more thing that we kind of get overwhelmed with, and to be able to have it so simplified. Download this wonderful how to hire a VA checklist. The link will be below, and you can be on the way to outsourcing and having more productive time with less overwhelm and less burnout. But there's also, you're also launching a VA prep school, so it's a step-by-step program. So that's more of a ongoing after the checklist.
Yeah, the VA prep school basically teaches all the details, all the skills you need, how to, you know, it's all the videos of, you know, interviewing and hiring and things to look out for, templates, you know, or a checklist of, you know, when you've hired them, what kind of information do they need, have you got it, all that kind of stuff is given to you, and I help you through that process.
And that's it. That's the other thing. When we're isolated and we're not sure who to talk to, just having that support through a process and video, and especially regional, rural, and remote as well. You know, it's great just having that audio video where it's like, oh, okay, I'll just go back to that because I was just, you know, not sure how to do it. But also the community that can come of it as well.
Community is important, asking all those questions and you know, the wealth of information that everyone else brings and their experiences. It's not just mine, it's you know, other people's stories are valuable lessons as well.
Oh, that's it, exactly. Well, this has been awesome. I'm actually feeling lighter. It's weird because you know what? It's because we're not the only ones going through it.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
We all are having our own days, and if we can all just, you know, accept that we're going to have crappy days, okay, and then we're going to have awesome days. The kids are going to do exactly what we ask. Everything's going to go perfectly, but other days it's just going to be like, I'll start over. So thank you for sharing that. You know, we've all got ups and downs, but there's great ways we can get around it and tools we can use to be more organised and, of course, productive. One more thing. What can you leave with us, possibly as if we're not very organised, starting after this video or tomorrow morning, depending on the time you're watching it, what can we start with that would help us just on that road?
I would say just get everything out of your head and onto paper.
So whether that's writing or typing?
Yep, brain dump, like because we have so many things going on in so many different compartments of our lives, getting it all onto paper, and you know, it swirls around. I think getting it onto paper means you can go, right, I can do those phone calls, I can do this while the kids are around, I can do this tonight, and it just makes it more tangible and doable rather than just creating overwhelm.
That sounds awesome. What a great start. So I would love people to comment below what you took away, how you're going to help yourself be more organised and productive, and share with us how it's gone for you, even if it's after the first day, the first week. But the link will be below to get the checklist. Where else can we find you, Aerlie?
So my website is aerliewildy.com. I have a Facebook group that, you know, if you have my checklist, I'm sure you'll find out about it. But I have a Facebook page that's, you know, they're hard work these days too.
But there's some amazing women in those groups.
There are. So yeah, thank you so much, Kate. It's been awesome talking with you.
Yeah, it has. It's like, oh, so, and the beauty is, you know, we may be in the same country, but we're in completely different states. So have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, and I will see you on Facebook. Yeah. And everyone else, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.